So I wanted to do a video and kind of explain what it's like to hoon this car with the drift stick. We've done a lot of different things with this car this week. We've gone ice racing, we've taken it out here around M1 Concourse, and we've done just a bunch of sliding around and we've really gotten to know the car in its element, which is sideways. First, let me show you how to put it into drift mode. Mike Samari of Car and Driver is going to be riding with us today. Fellow hooner and videographer, photographer. So you can see this whole mechanism, it's basically just a switch that you're turning on and it locks the rear wheels completely. If you, it basically disconnects the rear drive unit and applies full braking force to lock the wheels basically from 3 to I think 90 miles an hour or so. So to engage it, you have to be in a couple of specific modes. You need to have, I just turn off stop start just because it's annoying. So first we'll put it into drift mode, which is all the way to the right. And then you need to fully disable stability control. You just hold the ESC switch for about 5 seconds. And there you go, you're good. So this won't, if you pull up too much, it'll engage the handbrake. So you have to have a little bit of, treat it with a little bit of finesse. You can't put a lot of pressure or you'll pull up the handbrake and that actually won't engage the drift stick. It'll just lock the handbrake up. So in the heat of the moment, sometimes it's a little bit tough to have that light touch, but you get used to it pretty quickly. This car is just so easy to slide. So you don't have to put the clutch in. You don't need to dip the clutch to do the drift stick. You can even engage it while you're on the accelerator. The car will just be front wheel drive at that point. What I'd recommend is going off throttle, pulling the drift stick, and then you can throttle on and adjust your steering accordingly. All right, let's head out to the track. We'll do a little bit of sliding around the course because the skid pad's fine, but you're really just going in circles. So a couple things we've noticed about this car. Yesterday at the ice race, we had a little bit of an issue with the car going into limp mode over and over after a longer run. And when we were on the skid pad today, we noticed that if you keep the RPMs pretty low, it's not going to have, so the rear drive unit doesn't necessarily have a temperature sensor that's telling the car how hot the actual differential is, but it does kind of estimate it based on engine RPM and speed, and it'll cut power and put you into limp mode if it thinks you've just been doing too much crazy stuff. So if you keep it within kind of the mid-range 3,000 to 5,000 RPM and you're not redlining it, you can feasibly slide this thing around without getting into limp mode, probably for a lot longer, if not all day, I don't know. We didn't have any issues with it afterwards.
Until the tires run out.
Yeah, exactly. We couldn't have asked for a better weekend for this stuff. This is just awesome. See a thing.
Side window windshield wipers.
Yeah, we do. What do you think of the exhaust? I think it sounds great.
I think it sounds awesome.
Yeah.
And the freeway drive here, there's no drone. You know, it's very tolerable. Low speeds, you're not gonna make your neighbors angry.
Though you will when you engage launch control. It's so loud. It hurts your ears. Like the pops are just, they're a little bit. I don't think there's a more fun Hoon machine in the snow, in the winter, on sale today. This car does have, it does give up some specific things, in comparison to like an STI or a car, an Audi with Quattro. But overall, it's just really good value. It's really fun. They've put the money into the Brembo brakes, the seats. The all-wheel drive system probably isn't competition ready, but if you know how to drive it and you know how to treat it, you can have a lot of fun in it. And on winter tires, it's just a force to be reckoned with. I'll be honest, like I don't have a lot of experience in all-wheel drive cars. I think this is on Pirelli or Michelin Alpine tires. They're the 18s. Thoughts, opinions?
It's fun. It's a great Hoon mobile. And we had 4 people in here hooning. So
Yeah, we did.
you can take all your friends along. No, it's good. It's predictable. Nothing seems scary or twitchy. You feel everything that's happening, all the inputs. You can be very smooth. The drift stick it took me a second to get used to. There is a delay.
Yeah.
My first instinct was to pull hard because that's what I'm used to. But yeah, it doesn't take long to get the hang of it. It's just a little finesse, tap it back, and good to go.
Yeah, it does take a minute to just kind of figure out how it works, but once you get it right, and you can hold it up to 10 seconds. So there's a little bit of a limit to how much you can do, but in practice, we haven't really run into those limits, or it hasn't been a problem. You can hold great angle.
Yeah. And you get a good sense of speed in the car too. Like you're never second guessing how fast you're entering a turn.
Exactly. Yep.
Like the chassis is pretty communicative to the driver. There it is.
Can't see.
Yeah, hours of sliding around in snow make visibility out the sides pretty impossible.
But the hours sliding around in Forza make up for it.
Exactly. This is just great fun.
It really is. I'm gonna do a road review as well, but I was thinking about this last night and comparing this car to like an STI or
Golf R,
yeah, stuff like that. I like the shifter in this. I love all the inputs. It's a little bit of a tighter cabin. Like
it's a very tight cabin.
I feel a little bit cramped in here, but the driving experience and the fun factor, I think it kind of wins in the hot hatch.
Well, that seems to always be the
Scene,
sacrifice,
yeah.
right? I mean, look at Camaro versus Mustang. Mustang's easier to live with, in my opinion, than a Camaro because it's a lot tighter and smaller. But, the drive factor, the Camaro's a better performing car.
Yeah.
And that's where this comes in. Like, you want a nice car, the Golf R exists. But I don't think you're going to have as much fun in a Golf R doing stuff like this than you would in this car.
I think you're right, yeah. And the STI might be a better performer, but the STI has some things about it that are... The transmission's a little funky. The steering feels maybe a little bit better, but in this you sit a little bit lower. I don't know.
I mean, the STI drivetrain's really old still.
It is, yeah.
So I think we're getting a lot of that technology is just starting to feel a little dated compared to what's been out now. I will say I haven't driven an STI in a while.
I know.
And especially in conditions like this to really...
They're good. They're very good. You do have a little bit more adjustability with the STI.
Yeah, you got the center diff control, which would be real nice to just put more power to the rear.
Yep. landscaping. I like the exhaust pops.
Yeah,
They're actually super loud under bridges. They're just, it's awesome. Oh yeah, right into that cone. I don't know, man.
It's pretty fun.
I don't know if I can decide if I'm done hooning yet or not. I don't know if I like this car enough to be done hooning. I need some more like decision time, you know?
I mean, you still have to take a gas.
That's right.
That's when we have
And
to stop.
plenty of tires. I mean, you guys can see from the video, it's super easy to slide around and just go crazy. I will say gas mileage has been pretty pitiful. Like,
Yeah.
hypermiling, driving like 70, 75 on the highway, you'd be lucky to crest 23 mpg. The way we've been driving the last few days, we're at like 16.5. So,
Not very eco.
not very eco-friendly.
But it's the cost of having this kind of car.
Yeah, exactly. Traction in the snow is just, it's wicked. It's awesome.
Yeah, I actually found it difficult for a minute when I started on the skid pad to actually break the tires fully loose.
Yeah.
Like, it actually still held a lot of grip.
Yeah, and the skid pad they had some kind of different, it was kind of a different surface than the racetrack, because
Yeah.
I don't think anyone's really been out here very often, whereas they've probably been hooning the skid pad all winter.
Yeah. It's safer.
Yeah, exactly.
Less stuff to hit.
You get Aaron out here, and he's an ace, but you get Chris Amos out here, and he tends to get into the grass a little bit. Like right there. All right. Well, I think any more would be just excessive. Let's go back into the skid pad actually just for a second and show you guys a couple things. All those years of Gran Turismo and video games, I mean, this is when that comes to light, and really you can use it in real life. There we go. Aaron did a J turn, and I want to do one too.
That was a perfectly executed one, so the bar is set very high right
It
now.
is.
There it is.
There it is. Got it.
Hitting some dry.
We're getting some funny smells. That's been happening
The whole day.
the whole day, yeah. Even yesterday we got some funny smells. All right, guys, that's it. Let me know if you have any questions in the comments. But Focus RS plus drift stick plus M1 Concourse equals
A fun Sunday.
A fun Sunday, yeah. I mean, hilarity ensues. What else? What else? I mean, when you clicked on this video, you knew exactly what you were going to expect. So, I will say that the drift stick is, I think if you have a Focus RS, and you should get one, because it's cool. It's fun. I mean, it gets in the way a little bit, but after the first day, I got used to it. And once you have the car and you own it, you know where your buttons are on the side of the dash anyway. It's worth it. I actually don't know how much this costs, but we'll put that here. So, thanks again for watching, guys. Oh, let's, real quick, let's just do a launch control. Yeah, okay. Hold on just a sec here, just so you guys can hear. We'll end the video on that. Settings. They put this deep into the menus so that you don't do it all the time. It's got to be in first gear. It's a good way to get the cops called on you, thinking that there's like a shooting going on. Oh yeah, look at that donut. Cool. Thanks for watching, guys. We'll see you in the next video. This has been a fun one.